Golf is a game that I started playing about 2 years ago. Being 6'2" and trying to carry a 14-kilogram golf bag for 4.5 hours on a golf course can put a lot of strain on your back. But luckily, engineers that love golf gave us the gift of pushcarts. A normal three-wheel pushcart can cost up to 5,000 Rand, with the autonomous or self-propelling pushcart costing upwards of 18,000 Rand. My objective was to automate a pushcart for your everyday golfer that is easy to use and affordable. But first, let's get into more of the technical details. Here is the wiring diagram on how the integrated system works. After all the necessary information was taken into account, there was decided on which components would be used for this project. First, a 12-volt 8-amp-hour battery, the Arduino Uno as the microcontroller, two brushed planetary geared DC motors, and finally an L298N 2-amp motor driver. This table shows some of the DC motor parameters. These parameters were very important when the construction of the car started. The figure that is now visible was very helpful when the design was done. It had a very large impact on how the brackets had to be cut and attached to the motors, as well as how the gears were going to be used and had to be made. This figure shows a 3D model of how everything will be mounted on the cart, from the motor brackets to the battery holder. This image now shows what the design will look like from a top view, and finally a zoom view of how the gears will interact with each other. The reason I decided to use gears for forward propulsion are actually very obvious. When gears are as properly mounted as these are, there can't be any additional losses due to slipping. Gears in this instance are the most efficient way to propel such a cart without too many adjustments. When I saw the final product, I realized I did not become an engineer to reinvent the wheel, but to perfect it. The final integrated product was tested without a bag and worked exceptionally well. It was actually a bit fast. When it was tested with a bag, it was seen that it was perfect golf walking speed. The final product was tested on kart paths and performed exceptionally well. Although when tested through long grass and rugged terrains, the performance dropped significantly. Slopes also had an influence on the performance of the kart, but it was not really seen that much as the Potchefstroom Golf and Country Club is a relatively flat surface. If I would get a chance to improve this project in the future, the recommendations would immediately be for a stronger motor. But a stronger motor comes with higher wattage. This will lead to a larger battery, thus the battery calculations will have to be updated. Throughout my engineering career, I finally understood what Gary Player meant. The more you practice, the luckier you get. And I think this product's on par.